The night Mark discovered all three of his children were not his, the sky above his house cracked with lightning, as if the world itself wanted to warn him. The storm drowned out his heartbeat, yet he still heard the echo of the truth like a scream inside his skull. For years, he believed he had escaped the pain of losing 7 unborn children with his ex. But nothing had prepared him for this. A betrayal so sharp, it seemed almost supernatural, as though the past had returned to punish him in the most brutal way. This was the night everything familiar turned into a lie. Mark lived his early 20s with the quiet hope that love could fix anything. His ex, Emily, was beautiful, kind in rare moments, and dangerously unpredictable. Their 5-year relationship was built on passion, arguments, breakups, and reunions that always felt like walking into a burning room. Mark tried to convince himself that this was what love looked like when it was real, wild, and alive. What he didn't know was that the price of that fire was already being written in shadows behind his back. Only at the end did he learn Emily had hidden 7 abortions from him. 7 silent losses he never got to grieve, 7 secrets buried under fake smiles and whispered excuses. The truth landed on him like a falling building, crushing every belief he had about their future. It felt like he had failed children he never met and a relationship that had always been doomed. His heart broke in a way that felt final, like something inside him had died. When Mark finally left Emily, he walked away with nothing but a suitcase and a heart bruised beyond recognition. He spent months trying to understand how someone could hide so much from him. Nights were long and sleep became a stranger. The guilt he carried was heavy, even though none of it had been his fault. He wanted peace more than anything, a life where every breath didn't feel like punishment. Then he met Anna. She was quiet, soft-spoken, and gentle in a way that made Mark feel like the world hadn't fully hardened. She told him she had never been with anyone before and wanted a simple life built on honesty. Mark clung to this new beginning like a lifeline. Anna seemed like the answer to every fear his past had created. He believed he had finally found someone who would never keep secrets from him. Mark and Anna married quickly, maybe too quickly, but Mark's heart was desperate for a place to rest. Their small home became a symbol of a fresh start, a chance to build something pure and unbroken. Anna filled the house with soft colors and warm smells, making it feel like a safe world, tucked away from everything that had hurt Mark before. Even the neighbors would say they looked like a storybook couple, smiling as if the past had never touched them. When Anna became pregnant with their first child, Mark cried with joy. He felt as though he was finally being given a second chance at fatherhood, one that wouldn't be stolen in silence. The birth of their second and third child completed the picture of a happy life. Mark believed he had escaped his painful history, but sometimes the quietest homes hold the loudest secrets, and beneath their perfect surface, something waited. As the years passed, Mark noticed small things that didn't quite make sense. Anna grew oddly protective of her phone, though she had nothing to hide, or so she said. The children began to show features that didn't resemble him at all, though Anna insisted genetics could be unpredictable. Mark tried to silence the voice inside him that whispered old fears, telling himself he was just damaged from his past. But the nights grew heavier. Strange calls would come late, and Anna always walked outside to take them, returning with a smile too forced to believe. Mark had seen enough lies in his life to recognize their shape, but he didn't want to believe it. Not again, not in the family he had fought so hard to protect. Still, the unease crawled around him like cold fingers. The turning point came when Mark's youngest fell ill and the doctor suggested a genetic test. Mark agreed without hesitation, thinking it would only help. Anna's face went pale, but she said nothing. When the doctor mentioned that the results also confirmed paternal links, something in Anna's eyes flickered. Fear? Maybe guilt? Maybe both. A week later, the results arrived. Mark's hands shook as he opened the envelope, expecting reassurance. Instead, he found a truth so sharp, it felt like it cut through him. 0% paternity. Not for the youngest child, not for any of them. The world tilted beneath him. It was as if reality itself cracked, revealing a darkness he had tried so hard to escape. Mark sat alone for hours, staring into space, unable to understand how everything had fallen apart again. The betrayal hit deeper than anything Emily had done. Her secrets had been about what she ended. Anna's were about what she created. 3 entire lives built on a lie. Mark felt trapped in a nightmare that refused to end. His past and present were merging into one cruel story. Anna finally admitted the truth, though her words came slowly, trembling with fear. She had been seeing someone else even before their marriage. She chose Mark because he felt safe, stable, gentle. She believed he would be a good father to any child. The confession broke the last piece of Mark's heart that had held hope. The night the truth came out, a violent storm crashed through the sky, as if nature itself was reacting to the revelation. Rain hammered the windows, lightning lit the walls, and Mark felt like the entire world was shaking with him. The house finally revealed its secrets, and every piece of furniture seemed to watch him break. Mark remembered the cold opening of his life, from the 7 unborn children he never knew to the 3 living children who were never his. It felt like a cruel circle, a haunting that followed him no matter where he tried to run. The storm outside was nothing compared to the one in his chest. He felt like he was drowning in memories he wished were not real. Days passed in a haze. Mark walked through the house like a ghost, each room holding echoes of moments that no longer felt true. The laughter, the birthdays, the bedtime stories, every memory now cut like glass. He wondered if his life was cursed, if the universe was punishing him for something he could not name. The pattern of betrayal felt almost supernatural. He avoided Anna, who moved quietly through the house, unsure how to approach him. The children, innocent and unaware, still reached for him with tiny hands that made his heart ache. He loved them even if they weren't his, but love no longer felt strong enough to hold the broken pieces together. Something inside him had changed forever. Mark realized he had to choose between staying in a lie or walking into an unknown future. Neither path promised healing. He spent long nights thinking about the 7 unborn children he never met and the 3 living children he might have to leave behind. His heart felt split in two, torn between pain and love, truth and comfort. Eventually, Mark decided to leave, not out of anger, but because he could no longer breathe in a house full of unspoken stories. He needed space to understand who he was without betrayal defining him. He packed a small bag, the same way he had years ago when he left Emily. It felt like life was repeating itself, but this time he walked away with quieter steps and a heavier soul. Mark built a new life over time, not perfect, not painless, but real. He learned that healing was not a moment, but a long walk through memories and scars. He no longer blamed himself for the choices others made. His story became one of survival, of standing up after storms strong enough to break most people. He discovered strength he never knew he had. People often whispered about him, the man whose ex had hidden 7 abortions and whose wife had given him 3 children that were not his. But Mark knew the truth. He was not the victim of these events. He was the survivor. And in his quiet new home, he finally found peace, not by forgetting the past, but by refusing to let it rule him. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another powerful bedtime tale. Share this story with someone who loves dramatic mysteries and emotional journeys. More epic stories are coming soon.